On this episode of Michigan Fishing Nation TV, Curtis and Jeremy experienced the most epic day of smallmouth fishing they've ever had near one of Michigan's hidden treasures, Turnip Rock. Stay tuned and buckle up. This is MFN TV. MFN TV is brought to you by Gatorbait Tackle, Midwest Power Boxes, Lunker City Fishing, Hog Outdoor, Dead End Tackle, the Icewell Livewell, Porter Custom Fishing Rods, Underwater Green Fishing Lights, and Jay's Marine Hardware.
Alright, so you gotta take the hook and you gotta put it in through the bait first. Okay. And then just pop the eyelet right through the side.
Oh yeah, okay.
Like that. There you go. And then you can tie it on.
What kind of line are you using?
Just 8-pound mono.
Cool.
Yep, coffee tubes. They got, smell them.
Jeremy talked about this spot many times during our friendship, and even though I anticipated what to expect from all the stories, nothing prepared me for the smallmouth adventure we were about to embark on. It was a calm and clear morning, and one of those perfect days when you could look through Lake Huron through what seemed like a clear glass window. With our kayaks and gear all set, we were ready to head out and get after some smallmouth. As a first-time kayak fisherman, I immediately had a whole new respect for those guys as I started to feel the burn from paddling on our trek to Jeremy's smallmouth spot. This was no joke.
Dude, I'm bad luck for bass.
I spoke too soon. You'll see why here in a minute.
I got one, bro. Yeah.
Turnip Rock is a beautiful land formation off the coast of Port Austin. The gigantic stone developed its signature look after a millennium of being worn away by waves crashing off of it. After being separated from the mainland in prehistoric times, Turnip Rock is an island inhabited by some trees and very little else, with security guards keeping it off limits from land. So, if you want to see Michigan's hidden gem, it'll have to be from the water. Just next to it is the Tip of the Thumb Rock, also known as the Thumbnail of Michigan, the furthest point north of the thumb.
There we go.
Enjoying Season 3 of Michigan Fishing Nation TV? Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just search for Michigan Fishing Nation TV and hit that subscribe button. Another one down. Jeremy had been telling me that we were off to a slow start for the day, and I didn't understand why. But I was in for the craziest day of smallie fishing I've ever had.
Yeah. Yep. Nice, man.
Now on to Jeremy, who's been an experienced smallmouth fisherman for years. I couldn't thank him enough for showing me the ropes out here today.
Well, this is a nice fish. Yeah, this is a nice one. This one's a tank.
We were using medium light to medium action rods spooled with 8-pound monofilament line, casting 3/16 ounce tube jigs with coffee tubes. Let it sit for a second after casting and give a few twitches while reeling in and wait for the smallies to strike. While we were fishing this cove, we met some friendly local fishermen who were hammering these bass right next to us in their waders just to the right of Jeremy here. They told us it was a trip they took every year, and I can definitely see why.
already? That is awesome, dude. This is a blast. Oh, this is a nice fish.
Now we're at him.
Did you know that smallmouth are actually in the sunfish family? Not only that, but they are known by a variety of different names to include bronzeback, brown bass, brownies, smallies, bronze bass, and bareback bass. This explains why sometimes you can catch a smallmouth that looks golden versus one from another body of water that might look darker with tribal-like markings. Their habitat plays a significant role in their color, weight, and shape. River water smallmouth that live in dark water tend to be rather torpedo-shaped and very dark brown to be more efficient for feeding, while lakeside smallmouth bass that live in sandy areas tend to be a light yellow-brown and are more oval-shaped.
Oh, inhaled it.
As the wind was picking up, the clouds were starting to roll in, giving us a perfect overcast rest of the trip to link up in this cove and really start hammering these smallmouth.
What's going on here?
I know. Rookie mistake.
That is awesome. Someone just hammered it.
Can you hear that wind ripping? Luckily it was blowing us right into shore, giving us a nice spot to cast.
You got some nice markings.
As we were sitting there casting from our kayaks, it was as if time had stood still. I was having the time of my life and can't remember the last time I had such an enjoyable fishing experience where nearly every cast was a catch. I just wish my two little boys, Aiden and Colton, were here to experience this.
Oh yeah, baby.
Enjoying the show? Make sure you head on over to our Facebook page, Michigan Fishing Nation TV, and give us a like. You can also join our huge Facebook group of over 21,000 Michigan anglers at Michigan Fishing Nation to stay up to date with what's going on this fishing season.
Stay right there. MFN TV will be right back after this message from the following sponsor.
Welcome back. We only caught about a dozen more bass while you were gone. Then we got this nice little surprise from our neighbor here.
Oh, shoot. All right. Dude, she's got a ton of eggs under her, man. Oh, that one hammered it.
These fish were so active that we'd be surprised if we reeled in our jigs without a fish. It was non-stop catching fish. After fish. After fish. After, well, you get the point.
Oh, yeah.
The smallmouth bass is potentially one of the toughest fighting freshwater fish in North America. Smallies were first introduced outside of their native range with the construction of the Erie Canal in 1825, extending the fish's range into central New York State. During the mid to late 19th century, smallmouth were transplanted via the nation's rail systems to lakes and rivers throughout the northern and western United States as far as California. Shippers found that smallmouth bass were a very tough, hardy species that could be transported in buckets or barrels by rail.
Right? This one pretty good. Man, that one just nailed it. Dude, look at this thing, man. Yeah, here, they could probably, you know. Oh, yeah, there we go. Oh, man, he came off. He hammered it, too. Right. Oh, there he is. It's crazy, man. Get some close-up footage here. It's a nice one, man.
Smallies prefer to live in clear, calm water with rocky bottoms and places to hide. They will hide in deep water between rocks, among water vegetation, or under roots and limbs of sunken trees. They also enjoy shady conditions with the water temperatures between 66 and 72 degrees Fahrenheit. They can live in rivers, lakes, streams, or reservoirs. Smallmouth bass are not usually taken for the table, but rather are caught and released by most anglers. However, smaller specimens in cooler water often have higher quality fillets of white, firm flesh when cooked. I'd say about half of our catches weren't put in this episode, otherwise it'd be a 2-hour-long segment. We had caught so many smallies that my arms literally felt like they were about to fall off. I mean, these fish can fight.
They're flying it. They started jumping.
Using tube jigs? Yeah. Of course, it's drifting me right at her.
The wind kept drifting Jeremy right back into that goose that you saw earlier, guarding her eggs from a 3-foot-long water snake that was laying right outside her nest, who also gave us a nice little surprise as we were just inches away.
A little better one.
In April of 2016, research led by Lake Superior State University scientists found that invasive round gobies have had an interesting effect on smallmouth bass in the Great Lakes. Michigan smallmouth have changed their diet from crayfish to eating more and more round gobies. Because of that, smallmouth growth rates have gained up to an extra 15% in length in comparison to when gobies weren't prevalent in Michigan waters. As much as it pained us to leave, it was time to head back home after a day of fishing that many fishermen probably dream about. I can't wait to head back to that spot and make more amazing fishing memories while experiencing the incredible scenery that Michigan has to offer.
Tune in next time to follow Curtis and friends on their next fishing adventure. Michigan Fishing Nation TV.